How's it going, guys? Today we're going to be looking at a hopefully pretty good Incineroar deck. So we all know the rare candies become the be-all and end-all of this new set, okay, of Celestial Guardians. And I feel like Incineroar is going to be a deck that's going to be predominantly more and more meta as the kind of weeks go on. So we've seen loads of iterations of like Charizard decks and stuff with it, even more kind of Meowscarada decks, with the focus being on Beedrill. So you're skipping out that Kakuna, going for the rare candy, etc. And I feel like, realistically, Incineroar is going to be up there. So, obviously, what you want to try and do whenever you get your initial cards is you want to try and have essentially my hand right now. So we have Litten, Rare Candy, and Incineroar. And then, like, we really don't need the middle evolution, but it's there as a backup, okay? So, obviously, if you don't draw your Rare Candy, you can essentially just go with the normal route. Obviously, it's a bit more, it's stagnated in terms of the momentum that you get, but yeah, it's there as a precaution because you don't draw your rare candy, okay? Like, I was playing a Rampardos deck, and I was skipping out the middle evolution, and a lot of the time I just wouldn't draw my rare candy, and I would have a Skull Fossil on the field, and then nothing would happen. Because I would just be sitting there with Rampardos in my deck, but then I wouldn't be able to actually get him onto the field, if you get me. So that's one of the things you need to kind of look out for whenever you're playing a rare candy orientated deck. So I actually don't mind playing this into Riolu decks, like Riolu, Rampardos, just general Lucario decks were very strong last ranked set. Obviously with the main focus on Rampardos, Marshadow, and then Sudowoodo. You would have had like a Hitmonlee at the front as well, hitting your backline, but this shouldn't be too bad. I feel like the good thing about Incineroar is, see, once you get him onto the field, Burn is just so unbelievably strong. So, like, being able to do essentially 50 damage instantly with one energy on Incineroar is very strong. Not to mention, if they don't flip heads, they're going to get that Burn as well, which is another 20 damage. And then, if you get a Barb on him, you're going to do even more damage because Poison and Burn actually stack. So, that's something, you know, I actually didn't know would happen. But it's Burn and Poison both stack, so you can obviously imagine how awesome that can actually be as you kind of move through a match from the early on. So there we go, we got the Burn, 20 damage, boom. 20 damage instantly as well. And dude, he rolled Tails, so Lucario is still Burn. Nice. So he's essentially off the field next turn, really. There we go, boom. Ends the turn, another 20 damage. Like, that was absurd. Wasted 70 damage with a 1 energy attack, essentially. And the good thing is, if you actually attack, you know, with your Litten, okay, you're going to inadvertently do damage to Incineroar. So whenever you do play him, even if the enemy hasn't, or your opposing player hasn't attacked you yet, you're still going to have that damage counter, which is going to give you that extra damage when you get the 3 energies on the field, okay? So, he's quite, this is actually a really good deck because A, it's kind of an early aggro deck if you get rare candy, okay, which kind of makes sense. But also, it's a bit of a ramp deck too, because, you know, you get that 3 cost down on the field, you're doing 140, which is absolutely ludicrous. And if you get the rare candy upgrade or level up, or evolution up early, it means you can kind of maybe like get a natural evolution progression as the game goes on with having that Litten on your field, on your bench. So, as always, in all the videos I'm going to be making on Pokemon Pocket going forward, if you check the description, it should have a link to the deck. You can just copy and paste. You should just be able to like copy it, okay? And hopefully some kind of breakdown on how to play it, strengths and weaknesses and so on. So check that out. It should... Oh, hey, he conceded. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Nobody was stopping Incineroar there. So, first game done. 1 win, 0 losses. Let's go. Against random Asian player number 1. Okay, so that was clean. We're Ultra Ball rank 3 and the Master Ball last season. I don't know if I want to go for like top 10k this season. I'll see how much time I have. But obviously the main goal with probably most people watching this and most people playing Pocket is to get that fat Master Ball emblem. So, yeah, so the whole point is, like, the first couple of weeks of any kind of new release of any TCG or any like new set and stuff is finding the meta, finding the anti-meta, and finding something in between. This I feel isn't anti-meta, because I feel like, no, it could be. No, it isn't. It isn't. I would say the meta right now is Oricorio. I was playing that deck recently, and as soon as I would play Oricorio onto the field, if they were playing a Darkrai, although Darkrai decks can still beat it, if they were playing like a Darkrai Giratina deck, then a lot of the time they would just surrender. They would just concede in turn 1 as soon as you play the Oricorio. So then onto the field, we have Incineroar in our hand. Like we have like I've been getting some really good starting hands. So we have the option of going the normal progression. Never mind. Mars just screwed me up. Okay. Poison Barb. I don't know. Professor's Research. Damn. Okay, it was good until it wasn't. Okay, we got Incineroar. So all we need now is a rare candy. Heart of the cards, Professor's Research. Give me a rare candy. Damn. Okay. So Pokeball. Get another Litten onto the field potentially, or we could communication him away and try and get the middle evolution line. But we'll play him. We'll play him because realistically, being able to play rare candy maybe on the next turn could be spicy. So we'll get the 30 damage down. Oh no, we get the 50 damage down. Oh, this is actually huge. Right, if we get Incineroar down, I think we instantly win this game. Like, realistically, any of the games that I've played so far, it's either been Solgaleo or maybe like an aggressive Rampardos deck with like Lycanroc at the core. But again, like the first kind of couple of weeks is people finding the meta and people trying to abuse the meta. Nice. Okay. So we might have to throw away our Litten this round. We got rare candy. We're doing it. We're doing it. I was torn between which Litten to evolve, but I think it makes sense because, yeah, it makes sense just doing the one that's already in the field because it means we can get our 3 energy attack down next turn. And it means if he does have a Solgaleo on the field with, you know, maybe a rare candy upgrade here, it means we can maybe do some work. Not to mention Firefang instantly takes him out. If we had to evolve the other one, then it would have meant that we probably would have had to have sacrificed our Litten that was already on the active slot. So nice. Unless this guy upgrades him here, I think he's going to surrender. Okay. Okay. We just want to Sabrina and kill whoever that is in the backline. He's doomed. He's doomed. Ah, he surrendered. Okay. Yeah, a good Sabrina or a good Mars can win a game. Like, I think Sabrina and Mars carried me the whole way to Master Ball, essentially. I did, hands up, I did abuse Giratina and Darkrai a good bit. And a really good Sabrina on like turn 4 or 5 would negate. They just ruined the game. Sabrina, Cyrus, and Mars are 3 very, very... Even Team Rocket Grunt. Like, those are such underrated trainer cards that I think people don't abuse enough. Even me, like, I'll have like 7 cards on my hand and I'm like, don't know if I should use like Giant Spell here or should upgrade. Someone will drop a Mars and I'll go down to 2 and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I've literally lost the game. I maybe have like the full evolution line in my hand and then it's just thrown away. So Mars is definitely a card I think not enough people abuse. But it is RNG. It's like Iono. A lot of the times I've went to Iono and the other person's Iono'd before me and they've actually given me the cards that I wanted. So, you know, sometimes you can end up doing them a favor. It just depends. The good thing is, oh, we're getting some mirror matchup. The good thing as well with this deck is obviously you're going to always start with one basic Pokemon. Litten is the only basic Pokemon in this deck. You know, there's no flat EXs, okay? There's no like, you know, Palkias and so on, whatever. Or like Darkrai's. You will always start with a Litten, okay? So Whoops. You can always start with a Litten. So that means that you can like the odds are forever in your favor. The odds are always in your favor. Oh, here we go, Torque. Oh my god. The odds are in your favor. I just got Torracat, Incineroar, and Rare Candy. He might have the same though. Here we go. The rush of the Incineroars. Who's going to get it first? Who's going to play the big beefy fire cut first? To be honest, Giratina Darkrai actually counters this. The downside is because you really only have 2 of each card, if one of your Littens gets obliterated early, then you're kind of cooked because you have to rely on the other one that you have. You know what I mean? So, right, Incineroar's down. We're going to do 50 damage instantly. We do have Lily in case, you know, things go south. Bada bing, bada boom. Fantastic. And he's burnt. Is he still burnt? He's still burnt. Let's go. Let's go. He's dead. He's dead. Litten is dead. He might surrender off of this. No, he used Iono in. Torracat. My luck this game. Okay, he's trying to... you obviously remember, just like he did that. I don't know how new of a player you are, but you can remove status debuffs by just recalling, okay? Poison, sleep, No, you can't do paralysis. That's the only one you can't do. The only thing that changes a paralysis is if you evolve that Pokemon. See, right now, I don't really know what he's going for. Is he going for a Rare Candy on Charmander? Is he going to go for a Rare Candy on Litten? So I could have actually used Cyrus, gotten rid of his Litten, but I want to try and throw a bit of a spanner in the works to make him choose one or the other. Do you know what I mean? So, the fact we have a backup Incineroar just sitting there. I think as soon as I play my second Incineroar, he's going to just, you know, throw that fat concede in front of me. I don't even need the Rare Candy. Wow. Did I do it? I'm gonna keep it, I'm gonna keep it, I'm gonna keep it. Because what I can do is if he plays a Charmander after this, then I can Cyrus his, you know, potential Charmander that he's gonna hide in the backline. So Litten is absolutely gone. Boom. But also, if you guys have checked out my deck in the description and you've maybe tried it out, let me know how you're finding it or if there's any way you potentially think you could improve it. I really like Barb. I like having that poison burn, you know, double damage essentially. But I can definitely see scope for maybe having Giant Spell to protect Incineroar when he's down, or maybe having Rocky Helmet to try and, you know, stop people attacking your Litten early. So I definitely do see scope for different playstyles. So Poison Barb is just something I really think is going to be abused a lot this season. I think Poison Barb is actually put into the game to stop Ocarios ruling the roost against EXs. Because if you have that on, like, say, Incineroar, you know, the only way they're going to win is if they attack you. And if you can maybe keep him alive long enough, then maybe the Poison will do enough damage. Okay, there's the Zardy boy. He's going to Stoke. I'm going to do 140. He'll go down to 40. Drop Lily. We're back up to 170. We're inadvertently, well, we're focusing on getting our other Incineroar up to scratch. I think he's done. There's no way this guy survives. Come on, dude, FF. Even if he has red, he's going to hit me for 170. And that Incineroar is going to die. I'm going to pop out. I'm going to throw Fire Fang on his head. Here we go. Here we go. I did get lucky getting that second Incineroar. If I didn't have it... Boom. He's poisoned. And even if he had, like, slightly more health, we still would have killed him. So we're going to do 50 damage here. He already has poison, so that's like 60. Boom. I feel like he should have conceded way earlier, but I feel like some people try so hard to get something like Charizard onto the field that they just want to see it attack. Is that weird? They're like, I went this far. Alright, so this is what, like three wins in a row? 4? 3? 4. I've actually played one before I started recording, so 4 wins in a row. Let's go. Okay. Pretty clear. Hopefully, from this video, you guys are starting to see the playstyle. Okay, like how you approach, you know, the early stage. We have the late game, maybe. A lot of the matches are realistically decided in how early you get rare candy. So if it's turn 3 or 4 and they, you know, it's focused on momentum. How much momentum have they got compared to you? So have they got their rare candy down? You know, have they got their, I don't know, attachments onto the field? It's all about a war of attrition in terms of you're obviously supposed to win with RNG, but can you force the RNG in your favor? Okay, and I feel like Incineroar is very much focused on, can you get rare candy pre-turn 3? If you don't get it pre-turn 3, then you're probably not going to have a good time. So, right, this deck is actually quite annoying. So, Skarmory versus... It's going to be a Solgaleo deck, right? Downside is, I can't attack him with Litten, okay? So, the way it works is, he'll do 50 damage to me. If I attack him, I'll do 10 damage to myself, okay? Which means I 100% can attack him now. So, Rocky Helmet, my own attack, 30 health down the drain. So I have to just try and survive. So we got rare candy. So we can essentially have half of a natural Incineroar line right now. So we can go Torracat on your Litten on the bench when we can rare candy next turn. We're not going to attack. We're going to rare candy next turn, upgrade the Incineroar, and then we'll take it from there. I just need my main Litten in the active slot to just fully survive. Okay, so this little man has 10 health. We could Sabrina. So rare candy Incineroar Sabrina, because we do know that Skarmory is annoying, but he's not going to be the win condition of this deck right now. Boom. So get rid of him. Because remember, he's only going to have 2 of these Pokemon in his deck. So if we get rid of one, then we've kind of removed his win condition by half. You know, so getting... damn. So getting rid of as many Cosmogs as possible, that's how you're going to win. The good thing is, no matter what he tries to do to him now, we can Cyrus and bring him back into the field. Skarmory is such an annoying champion, or such an annoying Pokemon though. Rocky Helmet. So I'm going to attack him. Oh wait, he Rocky Helmet then recall? He's bringing the he's bringing the original Skarmory back. Okay, so not terrible, because we can knock him off the field right now. And we do have another progression route for our Incineroar on the bench. So this is nice. So Skarmory is absolutely out of there. We're down to 110. So even if he gets Solgaleo here with a rare candy on his Cosmog, it's going to be quite low health. So yeah, he is literally trying to buy as much time as possible for him to either get Solgaleo or for him to get rare candy. That's why there we go. He's sacrificing Skarmory. So we know realistically Incineroar next turn is probably going to die. So with that in mind, we will try and prime our new Incineroar. There he is. What a beast. And this is where we get rid of his win condition. We made him think. There we go. There we go. Unfreaking-believable. I told you a good Cyrus, a good Sabrina will win a game. Good Cyrus, good Sabrina will win a game. Because there's nothing more annoying than whenever you think you have it all in your hands, and out of nowhere, boom, you get swapped out. So irritating. So irritating. Yeah, that was an awesome game. Those were all awesome games. Incineroar is so freaking strong. Check it out. Links in the description. Love you all. Remember to subscribe. See you all later.